Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Leos, the moon is in Virgo, and then it's going to move into Libra, right? So right now it's in Virgo. Virgo rules sixth house, right? So see what your sign is in your sixth house as we move through these zodiac signs in the houses in your zodiac in your birth chart, right? Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Let's set the tone here. It's time to flourish. That's right. Not time to wither away, but time to flourish. Talking to you wherever Leo is in your birth chart. Leo rules fifth house. Fifth house. All right, Leos. Somebody could have felt like their back was up against the wall with something, like trying to figure out, like, okay, what is going on? I poured out and poured out and poured out, can't figure something out. Feel like my back was against the wall when it comes to some things. And remember, a moon in Virgo is about removing yourself from drama. We're not talking about a Virgo. We're talking about the moon in Virgo. It's really because Virgo is the hermit card. So that's like you going in within. So a light can turn on within. So source can give you some answers within. So you can learn how to be in receiving mode. Y'all know what I'm saying, Leo? Sometimes you pray about it and you say, okay, I need to isolate myself from everybody so I can really hear from source, hear from God, get some clarity about some things. And yeah, somebody's thinking, hey, you know what? Yeah, so somebody was something you have an innate spiritual understanding of things now about something, right? And just in terms of how just kind of sort of the physical existence of things. Somebody has a physical and understanding of something because somebody was cloaked in someone else's skin, meaning that someone was pretending to be someone else and they had someone behind them, like ready to pounce. Like somebody could have been in survival mode and they could have been saying something that they really didn't want to say. But like, think of it this way. If you were out somewhere and all you had was a torch in your hand and it was a real lion behind you, right? Just waiting to pounce, like pounce on anything hovering, right? That predatory energy, right? So you're somebody is on their way. You are on your way to your north node, your 10th house, and somebody has been feeling like they've been having the weight of the world on their shoulders, right? Somebody could have been bullied here. Look at the bull here. There could be a Taurus involved in something where somebody was really feeling really weighed down here. And so you're saying now it's time to flourish. It's time to flourish. You're packing. You could be packing up and actually moving yourself, right? Yeah. So here we have the Five of Pentacles here, and this is also speaks to Taurus. For those of you who are reading, so somebody has a Taurus moon, right? Who really felt sick to their stomach. They kept feeling like they were getting all the way to the door, right? And then somebody else was holding the key to, their, to letting somebody in through a portal. Somebody. It's like being connected to somebody who's constantly making you feel worthless, right? So Taurus rules second house, right? So second house is about material possessions, houses, cars, that kind of thing, but it's also about self-worth, right? You're in a physical form. So imagine somebody treating you like you can gain access to a family, or even better yet, let's say you're dating somebody and you want to really be in their family. Like you're like, okay, you're trying to get along with everybody, and then you feel like, okay, you're in, but it's always something where people are leaving you out of something. So that takes somebody back to their childhood where they always felt left out of something. And so when people start mirroring that energy and people start assuming, what's wrong, that's where the connection is made through water, through the emotional connection. And that's what Source is trying to tell somebody is like, somebody feels left out. They could feel left out at school. This could be somebody's child who feels left out at school, or like left out of, just left out of something, just in general, like always feeling like on the outside, which is very common for a lot of people who are gifted, who are really spiritually gifted. They always feel like they left on the outside, whether it's their skin color, whether it's an exceptional gift they have, something about them. They always feel like they're on the outside of something, right? And so Source is saying that is where adults parents step in and constantly pour into them, let them know, hey, listen, you may be on the outside when it comes to other people, but no, come on in when it comes to here, right? And so that's why somebody is moving on from something. Somebody is definitely moving on from something, right? So somebody's having a tower. You're having a total recall of something. So whoever you are, Leo, somebody's having a total recall of what it feels like to constantly be on the outside, whether it's your skin color, whether it's your gender, whether it's the way you talk, whether it's your height, some kind of physical attribute, always feeling like you're on the outside of something. And so this is where Chiron comes in. So I put um, on my community page and on TikTok, like the planets that are about to go retrograde. The next one that's about to go retrograde, I believe, on July 4th is going to be Neptune, right? But then Chiron goes retrograde. I want to say Chiron goes retrograde on July 30th through January 2nd, 2026. And so this would be a great time to get in front of all of that. Like pull birth charts if you have kids or grandkids or something, pull the birth charts, find out, okay, why somebody always feel like they left out of things. Because something is happening. Something is happening. Something around between the ages of 0 through 7. Somebody could have gotten a divorce. Somebody could have been teased for looking different in school. Y'all know how like that age range. But somebody has been feeling like that, right? Feeling like, and it's carrying over to like teenage life, where it all almost comes across like a person always has to fight for their place in the world, right? It's coming like, you know, um, I'm a just sit here and wait until somebody says something or do something. If they being shady towards me, I'm gonna pounce, right, like a lion. And so it's like, no, as an adult, you're regal. Like you're regal. You know how to sit on your throne and say, okay, I'm gonna adjust my crown. I'm not engaging any low vibrating energy. So I feel like this is kind of sort of towards someone's child or grandchild, possibly, of feeling like they're left out in a relationship, right, between two people. Somebody could feel like they're left out, like they're always kind of like out on the outside, like they need some more attention. So anybody that gives them attention, and this is where it has to be careful, is like anybody that gives them any kind of an attention, like and Taurus ruled by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, and music and aesthetics. Music will play a huge role in helping somebody get to, or arts or something like that will help people to get to their North Node faster, especially if they feel like, okay, they got to go to school or through their teenage years. They feel like, they're being bullied for whatever differences they have, and not feeling left out of things. So something has come full circle, like some kind of karmic cycle has been completed here. Some kind of karmic cycle. So this person could have a Taurus sun sign or a Taurus moon sign. So they would connect with another Taurus sun sign, another Taurus moon sign, whoever the energy is. That's how they would connect, just through music. They would connect through arts, music, those kind of things. There's some kind of an emotional connection because, again, feeling left out, feeling on the outside of some things, right? Yeah. And that would be the key. That would be the key to helping people to open up their vault door. So I feel like I'm talking to a parent or parents or guardians or, something, to that degree. So it's really about finding out what people's moon sign is and how to pour into them in very healthy ways. The people who are already knowing how to pour into each other, they'll know how to, when they know how to pour into themselves, like people who pull birth charts were able to figure that out right away. Here we had the Queen of Cups here. So I definitely see somebody pouring into themselves more. And that's where the victory comes in. Because somebody may end up on stage because somebody is catching something very early. Not that that's what they, aspire to be, to be the center of attention, but somebody may actually end up on stage headed to it with their North Node faster just because somebody knows how to teach somebody how to, their child how to pour in, or grandchild or something, how to pour into themselves, and then that guidance there, right? So somebody is getting on top of something right away. Yeah, but you're having a tower moment. Some kind of an awakening that, okay. Yeah, so yeah, somebody is closing out talking about people behind their back, or assume people talking about them behind their back, because something about this Five of Pentacles here, it's a Taurus sun sign or a Taurus moon sign, where somebody feels left out because of the arts. It really is all about the arts. That's what this is. Somebody always feel like they're on the outside. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like the y'all know what the show that's coming to mind is, the show Fame, the show that used to come on a long time ago, where the artistic kids, right? They went to a different school. They like dance, they like arts, they like, so in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But yeah, somebody was ready to pounce on something. And again, think logically to yourself. If you're a person who does not make disparaging comments about people behind their back when they leave, when they walk out of a room, then you're not the only person that, feels that way. So yeah, so some kind of tower is happening here. A lot of this has to do with the fact that people don't believe in birth charts, and it's not even believing in birth charts, it's believing in source, believing in the creator, being a prayer warrior. But also the second part to that is also meditating here. So when people are like, well, I don't believe in that kind of stuff, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. We're in the year 9 where people are they're broadening their education, pulling birth charts, saying, okay, if something else isn't working, let me try that. Let's see if that works, Taurus is ruled by Venus, just like you all are ruled by the sun. And so somebody could have been getting bullied, but people who have been bullied may be able to recognize, whether they're older or younger, may be able to recognize right away what it looks like when somebody is being bullied, somebody is being talked to a certain kind of way. So somebody is walking away. A Leo is walking away from the distractions, the foolishness, just the distractions. So yeah. And finally putting a manhole cover over the past. Finally just saying, okay, let me put a cover over this. So I can, anybody that's intentionally sending me any dark spell work, it's going to go back, return to sender immediately. But the immediate attention is for somebody who wants to be chosen. They want to be picked for something. And it's like they don't even realize they hold the key to access to their own portal. And if for this, it's going to be through the arts, through Venus, through the arts. So somebody was determined. There could have been another Leo who may have been determined, or this could be a Sagittarius actually. But somebody was like determined to bring like or just another fire sign in general. It's like somebody was just determined to, Sagittarius and a Cancer. They were just determined to bring, a Sagittarius and a Cancer was determined to bring out the dark side of someone around music, like almost jumping to conclusions, waiting to pounce, because it's something that they have unresolved in their spirit, whoever this Sagittarius and Cancer is. And so it just made somebody feel worthless. It really made somebody feel like they were on the outside, like they were worthless, and like people are just waiting to pounce, almost like being in the presence of people who don't trust you. Your own family don't trust you. And I understand some people say, but at least wait for people to do something, like, be in the presence, sit around, watch, listen, pay attention. But somebody was just like ready to just pounce, and somebody had already been bullied a lot of times. They had already been bullied, constantly moving around. Because by the time you get to 10 of Wands, you had 9 of Wands, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then Ace of Wands. So somebody had moved around a lot, and they had been bullied. And so for one, it's like 3 strikes, you're out. Okay, just move on. Just move on. After a while, some people, they get tired of being left out of stuff. They get tired of people being shady, whoever this is, trying to look for the dark side in them. Here's the 4 of Swords here. So yeah, somebody was just like, you know what? Something is just reminding them of being bullied. And they just said, okay. It was causing somebody not to be able to rest. Yeah, in the family. They had already paid a hefty price. And so this is what a lot of people can relate to when people come around, family members, and people are just suspicious of stuff because they haven't done their own shadow work. That's what this is. Some people haven't done their own shadow work. So they assume the worst about everything. So whatever this is, Source is saying, yeah, something about just learning people's moon sign is going to make them, it's like watering a seed that was planted. You're going to just see it come through and it's going to blossom wonderfully, beautifully. What I'm seeing here. That's what's going to help somebody feel like they're a part of something. It's just at least the family knows. If nobody else knows, somebody knows that the family has taken the time to find out what their moon sign is and how to pour into them properly. And then, so for you, you can put a manhole cover over the past, right? But somebody wears their heart on their sleeve. Somebody wears their heart on their sleeve. Their meekness is not a weakness whatsoever, but after a while, some people are just like, you know what? People get tired of explaining themselves around people. And I feel like I'm talking to a high vibrating Leo that could have been in the presence of a low vibrating Leo and a Sagittarius and a Cancer, low vibrational, that made somebody who has a Taurus moon feel like crap, basically. Dragging somebody into some mess as far as family drama and chaos and confusion. So I see a prayer warrior coming out here. Looking at the cards here, I'm seeing a prayer warrior come out here. Yeah. Because somebody, it looks like this King of Wands here, like somebody was trying to be like a prayer warrior, like somebody was trying to, help, but they was already walking around like they had the weight of the world on their shoulders, whoever this energy is, trying to just go along with the flow. But again, this is very common for a lot of people who just feel like, okay, they want to be around family, but they feel like they're in survival mode. It's almost like you're already in survival mode in school outside of the house, right? You're already in survival mode on the outside of the house, and you just want to be around family. Like, some kind of Saturn return happened. So maybe somebody separated and somebody felt like they found themselves, like maybe one parent was somewhere and another parent was somewhere else. And somebody said, okay, they want to connect with family. They want to be around family. And felt themselves again on the outside, feeling worthless and low. And that's what a lot of people can connect with, whether it's the cousins, whether it's the aunts and uncles, whether it's, the other side of the family or whoever it is. And so somebody feel like, man, I missed an opportunity to just kind of just be, welcome somebody into the fold or something. So a lot of people are going to be working on their shadow self during during Chiron retrograde. Is a high priestess here. So something has brought somebody to the light side of high priestess. Somebody has gone through a dark night of the soul, but the impulsive behavior source is saying everybody's going to be praying about, like, okay, let me not jump to conclusions. Did I pull birth charts? This is about educating. We're in the 9th year. So Sagittarius rules 9th house. That's about seeing something from a higher frequency. When we talking about water, we're talking about sacral chakra. So that's creativity and that's intimacy, right? That's not always sex. Some people really bond on yeah, so it doesn't really matter what just around like the arts. Like somebody has a lot of fire in them, that they have like a lot of energy in them, that they don't really know where to put that energy. And people who have been on the receiving end of being bullied, it doesn't take them that long to move on. They just move on. They may not say anything. They may just quietly just move on. They may feel like, okay, they can feel somebody's energy, and just completely just move on. And people could think they looking for attention, but really they just quietly just move on. Some people just move on. Learn how to be conservative with their time. So that's what I'm seeing here, in your cards is second house, third house, 9th house, first house, 5th house. Yeah. And leading you to your light high priestess side of yourself. But somebody's leaving behind all of this foolishness, all of the ready to pounce, jump on something. Like somebody's leaving all of that behind because it leaves too many people feeling left out, whether it's making you feel left out, but something is coming back to your memory of just like, oh my God, like I remember how I felt when, I wanted to be a part or be around family members and, people were assuming something and this and that and so on and so forth as a teenager. Yeah, here's a star card. But somebody is like really headed towards the 11th house. Somebody's really thinking about the future. Somebody's really thinking about, like their community group, their friendships, and all of this other stuff. But yeah, it makes people feel very uncomfortable in families when they want to connect, especially if there's a divorce that goes on, or there's a there's some kind of separate where people are moving. You know what I'm saying? Like if you move away to a different country or something, first thing you're looking for is your community. You're looking for your community, what feels familiar for you, to you, and imagine your own community or your own family, blood relatives bullying you out of that, or whether it's your church, and you feel like, okay, well, gosh, I want to try a new church. I want to be amongst people, who look like me. But then you get bullied out of that. That's what I'm seeing here in the cards. And you say, okay, just move on. Just quietly move on. So that's what this is. The spy is now turned on. Should you double back for them? Somebody never stopped loving you, but step through your portal. You won't be doubling back for anybody, but just move on. Just move on. Learn the lesson and just move on, whoever it is. Somebody secretly has a crush on you. I don't know who that is, but make a list of pros and cons. And so the angel of prophecy and wisdom is your angel URL. You have the gift of clairvoyance. You see somebody is starting to see things a lot clearer now, right? So you're making room for a brand new blessing in your life, but somebody wants the best for you. You deserve the best. Yep. So a lot of people have that in common. A lot of people have that in common. So a lot of people are like, they want to be a part of something, but all the hostility in certain environments, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a person was raised in a particular environment where they already felt left out of something. Let's say, for instance, let's use religion for, example, right? Like I can recall some really fun and funny memories personally from my childhood church. But I also felt judged too by other people outside of that, right? So again, source is saying, everybody doesn't have a negative experience, because we talk about spirituality and taking some kind of action. Everybody doesn't have a negative experience in environments where they consider people as family, right? Um, but then when you get older, like teenage years or whatever, because sacral solar plexus chakra is developed between the ages of 15 through 21, right? So let's say you're younger, young adult, whatever, you want to join something, you want to be a part of something, but then you get bullied because of all the hostility there. A lot of it has to do with a lot of the words that's being said. My haters this, my haters that. You hear hate, 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 hate. Where is the love in that? So source is saying that's why some people just move on. They don't want to feel like every little thing that they say, somebody's going to pounce on them like a lion, right? When you're around people, it's like, are people wearing human suits? They can be in a school where people feel like that. Like, okay, teachers only showing one, looking side eye at certain students, and other students they're not paying attention to, and they could be the ones that be causing the issues and problems. So family has a lot of definitions here in this right here. So I feel like somebody could be maybe paying attention to recognizing that everybody has an inner child. So it's time to flourish, not just wither away. Everybody has an inner child. It's time to flourish. So open your vault door. And this came out several times in your reading. Yeah, it came out several times in your reading. Some people do not want to be in environments where they've had to deal with the same mess in their teenage years. They want to have to deal with that as an adult, and nor should people have to. Nor should people have to. So yeah, the entire planet is under judgment. Just FYI, the entire planet is under judgment. And that is because Source is trying to balance things out. It's the Pluto, which is the judgment card, is in Aquarius. It's retrograde right now until I want to say October the 11th, but then it's going to be in the zodiac sign Aquarius until March 8th, 2043. So Source is balancing the earth out and helping people to be better humanitarians. Really, that's what this is, using technology and all of that. So here we have the Three of Swords here. I do feel like somebody is learning how to move on from some past disappointment and heartbreak, or maybe something that was said or told to you or whatever. You're learning how to save yourself. This is a Knight of Cups, learning how to save yourself. And somebody has enough information about something, learning how to save yourself. Yeah, some people just don't want to be in environments where they've been bullied their whole lives, and they got to go into another environment as an adult and the same thing. And people saying family this and family that. So I feel like somebody's child may feel like that. And so if you're a parent or grandparent, please pull their birth chart, find out how to nurture their moon sign, and somebody is going to see a difference. Somebody's going to see a difference because that that home or family is going to feel like a safe space for people. So no matter what's going on outside the door, for them, they're going to feel like, okay, this feels like home. Yep, I feel like I can balance it out. Okay, I had a healthy balance out of this, right? That's why some people know their worth and I'm telling y'all, that's why some people know their worth and their value, and they don't want to be invited to certain things, because that's why people are asking who all is going to be over there, because they learn very early on. They don't want to have to feel like this. They don't want their kids to feel like this. When they asking who all is going to be over there, they don't want them or their kids to feel like this. They got some kind of, relatives being shady and all of this craziness, or even in the schools and workplace, just being shady. Don't even want to be involved. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So some kind of celebration. I feel like you're celebrating something. You will be celebrating something coming up. Looking at your cards here. So yeah. So you have enough information. I see you celebrating something because somebody kind of felt like their back was against the wall, and you're learning how to tap in when your back is against the wall here. You're learning how to save yourself. Somebody could have love coming across their path, so they can put the past behind them. So somebody has love coming across their path. Somebody who is not jealous of you. Somebody could have dated somebody in the past who was literally jealous of your success, Leo. And that's a shame when you sleeping with the enemy. But somebody has a partnership coming across where somebody is not jealous of you. Somebody can put the past behind them and be like, you know what, I have a new and exuberant love. Somebody who is not going to tell me to tone it down, turn it down, or at all. They want me to flourish. So let me leave all this foolishness behind. Like what? They're not gonna make me feel like I'm left out of something. Like, okay, you need to tone that down a little bit. No, turn up mega wattage, like for real. So that's what I'm seeing here. And so that's what somebody wants for their kids too, to really, really flourish. And if you have kids or grandkids, that's what you want them to do to flourish. You want them to be totally watered. The seed was planted. Hey, listen, the world could try to make you feel like this, like they don't want you to be a part of their school, their community, their environment or whatever. But guess what? When you home, hey, look, you good. You already, everybody already paid a hefty price. And I feel like that's going to be generational cycle chain and curse that somebody is breaking. That's what I'm looking at here in your cards. So yeah, it's time to flourish. Yeah, it's time to flourish. But somebody got new love coming across their path. Child, what is that looking like? Inquiring minds wants to know. So no, I'm just kidding. But no, somebody has new love coming across their path. So you want to really sit down and write that out and look at and see what that looks like for you. What does that look like for you? Yeah, what does that look like for you? New love coming across your path. So trust your feelings. So you are unique. Your destiny is waiting for you to write your story and pave your own path. Follow your heart. Don't let others dictate who you should be. Wild and wonderful, right? So why focus on limitations and realisms? Breakthroughs and miracles require no linear explanation or method. Unexplainable and illogical magic happens every single day. A new chapter. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in a new way that suit the next phase of your life even better. Forge a new path. So when you make a new choice, you create new results. Let go of old patterns and embrace the power of possibility. You are fully supported. Yep. That is what I'm saying for you all Leos. But yeah, this has to do with somebody's child or children feeling like, but everybody has an inner child. Think about your older, like where you worship, in your school, in your wherever you go, when you're trying to get through a door, and people are treating you like they hold the key to your entryway. Mm-mm. You like leave your name off the list. You know who you are. Mm-mm. Don't invite me. That's what somebody's saying. Like, don't invite, leave my name off the list. But yeah, you decide. When you give of yourself freely, you expand your energy. If you only give to get, it will feel like a burden or drain. So be genuine, give from your heart. That's what I have for you all, Leos. Hopefully this is helpful. But yeah, don't turn down your light. And who are your kids, grandkids? They shouldn't be turning down their light either. They shouldn't be turning down their light either. But yeah, but somebody doesn't feel from now on, somebody's going to consider that when it comes to family or just loved ones. You know, nothing is a competition. Some people have already had to deal with all that craziness out in the world. Here we have, I'm a visionary. The number 12 may be significant. I'm a visionary. Creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich, and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. So, somebody is a visionary. You know, somebody's a visionary, and just the way they talk, they just envision. You know, they just envision things like, well, you know, people feel welcome. They feel like they're worthy to be in something. So whether they in this group in the family, these could be adults and these are their inner child, or whether they the center of attention, they still feel welcome. They feel like, okay, this is a family that we feel welcome. We feel involved. Whether it's a church, like I said, whether it's a church, family, job, whatever. So that's what I'm saying for you all. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you all in the next video. See you in the next video. Yeah, but somebody's having some kind of an awakening, of your gifts, just an innate spiritual understanding of just partnerships, of people not looking down on people or assuming people, talking about people behind their backs. Again, a high vibrating Leo is confident, charismatic, generous. Low vibrating Leo is arrogant, stubborn, and domineering. You choose, right? That's what I have for you. Bye.